I was thinking about just that statement, enjoy the whole journey, as I was thinking about the recent events in Orlando and recent events in history. And maybe at certain times, while we know that ultimately spiritually it is about being able to embrace the whole journey and enjoy the whole journey, maybe sometimes we need to be able to step into that more gradually and ease our way in by learning better how to simply be with the whole journey of life, whether it is unfolding in the way that we dream it to unfold and want it to unfold or not. I want to share with you 4 simple practices. I think that they are spiritual practices, and I'll touch upon a few techniques that can help make those practices come to life in your life. They're practices that certainly I pull out and I use when I am traveling. I certainly use these practices in many different situations in Peru, but I use them in my day-to-day life as well. And the more that I have been committed to a spiritual way of life, the more I have been in this teaching and this practice, the more I have come to really value and appreciate some of the very simple teachings and some of the very simple practices. For I know that in my life experience, when things get kind of crazy and difficult, whether very hectic or just challenging or disappointing, that my mind and my heart want to hold on to some very simple practices to kind of guide me through those experiences. You know that as we work at the level of consciousness, that our mind begins to change. And you probably are also aware now that when your mind changes, your brain begins to change as well. Mind and brain are not the same thing. Brain is a physical organism. As we work at the level of mind, as we work at the level of consciousness and begin to think differently and then therefore act differently, not only is the mind and consciousness changing, but those changes are bringing about physical changes in the brain itself, which then continue to support the more positive or negative ways of being that we are practicing. So the 4 practices that I want to share with you this morning are not practices you have not heard before. If you've been on the path for any length of time, you've heard these before. My invitation and challenge to yourself and to myself is to turn up the volume on these practices, to turn up the consistency of practice on these simple ideas. The first one is this: be mindful. The second practice we're going to look at is be patient. The third one is let go. And the fourth one is notice you're all right now.